Okay. Looks like I can do one more based on my storage space. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna start with the rainbow deck this time. Seeing the... Hold on. I need to actually double check if the Chancellor is the Queen or the King in this deck. So Chancellor. So I'm seeing the Queen of Swords at the bottom. Maybe you feel like it's a challenge to go with the flow right now. And it doesn't mean like just following in other people's footsteps. It also means like trusting yourself that whatever you feel like is the flow for you, to just do it and not really think about what other people might think about it. But once again, like coming from a place I think of, you know, why do I feel called to do this? I think isn't it, or maybe not why. What needs am I meeting by doing this? Might be a healthier way to put it. Or like, what about this is making my life more wonderful than what it is right now? You know? And then I pulled out the Knight. Oh, sorry, not the Knight. This is the King. That's so cool. So at the bottom was the Queen of Swords, and now I'm pulling the King of Swords out of the deck. So once you actually do go with your own flow, that's king shit, essentially. And I mean, it's true. Like once we actually like go for, like once we actually take a step, like the actual like first step into the direction that we want to go, we get into a flow state most of the time. It feels good, right? You know, better than how we were thinking it was going to in most cases. Like, sorry. I'm just thinking of what else I need to say. Yeah, I think that it's a non-violent, so like not aggressive way to go about things. Like not passive aggressive, not like, I don't know, aggressive. Are those the only two things? It's an assertive choice, which means essentially that you're making a balanced call. You know, it's like, usually that means that you are expecting and understanding that you making this choice for yourself, real ones, will shine a light on top of your light and brighten things up, cheer you on, appreciate, give you a pat on the back, like all of these things to say like, you probably are accomplishing more than you think you are. And maybe it's because like people around you are not acknowledging that, you know? But with the King of Swords, it almost feels like, I think it's obvious. Yeah. So from the bird deck, I got these birds. They're called the Resplendent Quetzal. I might be pronouncing that incorrectly, but look how beautiful those babies are, you know? And it says uncover the deity within. So once again, this king shit energy of like, yo, like I'm doing what I think is going to connect me to me, connect me to spirit, connect me to my highest self. And if someone's not going to cheer that on, I mean, you know, I think detach, right? And with the two birds on the card, it's like, I think there are people, maybe you know them right now and maybe you don't, like maybe they're in your life already or maybe they're not, who will give you that instant feedback that you need. Coming out with the number 9, number 9 being, you know, that is how we're closing off this process of like, yo, I'm meeting my basic needs right now. I'm just getting back to like, fuck all the games, fuck all the violence, or really just fuck all the games, right? Like, I want to be stable. I need to just meet my basic needs. I need to drink water today. I need to eat some food today. And everything else is a little bit less important, right? Because this is talking now about like, you are the survival for yourself, just as a parent or a guardian is, or any like adult animal, or just as like, you know, children need to rely on someone else for survival. But you are like, well, I am that grown guardian for myself. And that's what I need to prioritize. And that's what's going to make me feel like I am able to make it up to this mountain peak of like loving myself, and like who's going to follow along, and like, yeah, just all of these things to say like, you know, where else am I going to get my strength from if I can't even focus on this? And yeah, there's definitely people around who are like acknowledging that that is a struggle and commending you for your efforts, and I think you're reciprocating to them like, yeah, like I'm proud of you too, you know, because yeah, once again, it's like these cards are very much like giving like they're not very cryptic messages. Like, they're very obvious. It's like powerhouse, bright, blue, stunning. Powerhouse, like, just open, right here, like, right here. Yeah, same colors showing on these cards, like. And then I got body talk in reverse. And when we don't meet our basic needs, it's like we're directly, like, detached from our body. You know? And with the number 7 on this card coming out in reverse, like, it could definitely indicate, like, holding yourself back from being victorious, from feeling like, it says here, could indicate malicious motives, could indicate inflexibility, unwillingness to learn, poorly divided attention. If you understand this metaphor of like the drummer in the Great Mountain, so there is a drummer on their way up this mountain, and a giant basically hears them drumming and wakes up and gets really upset with them, and tries to block their path. And opposed to that, I mean, this drummer was clever enough to convince the giant that, hey, actually, I have my community of people behind me. I have people backing me up. And so I'm not scared of you. I'm not afraid of you. And you should actually be helping me, because then it will be of service to you, as opposed to being aggressive, as opposed to being malicious. I think you, big bad giant that you are, should actually be lifting me up, pick me up, and help me get up this mountain. And then my community will appreciate you. Does that, like, But if people are just sleeping, if people do have malicious intention, if people are, like, disconnected from their body, if people are glorifying that, trust and believe, like, it's frustrating. Like, it really is. And all you can do is continue up the mountain. That's all you can do. Alright. Nice. Okay, cool. So we have another 7 card in reverse, the 7 of Pentacles, alongside the star, which is number 17. So 17, being 8, which is, could represent, infinity, could represent, so like an infinite potential. It could represent, surrendering, maybe a need for control, or surrendering, putting your energy into the wrong places. It could represent harvest as well as accepting defeat. So if you're closing out a cycle, we know that we can feed off of toxic cycles, and we're doing, and sometimes, and this isn't the case all the time, that you are continuing these toxic cycles, but if we're talking about that energy of, like, this is a toxic pattern, this is a self-sabotaging, self-harming behavior, and you're conscious of it, and you are glorifying it and repeating it, then we're talking about, hold on, I lost my train of thought. We're talking about, we don't do things unless they benefit us at the end of the day. Whether those are mistakes or not, I'm not saying you are to blame for everything that has ever hurt you, or, well, certainly not, and everything that has ever been like a mistake, and everything like that, but it is tough to close out those cycles because we're benefiting off of them in one way or another, or maybe someone is, and it is important to recognize, like, okay, I've closed this out, and yeah, I don't feel super triumphant. I don't feel like I've blossomed after this experience. I don't feel like I put all of my energy into the right place by closing out this cycle. It doesn't just feel like that instantaneously. It feels like, honestly, like I've put out a lot of energy into this, and you'll sit with that for a while, and you'll be like, wow, like, this is over, and, like, sometimes have that feeling of, like, fuck, like, you really got me, or, like, yeah, like, I really did that, and, like, it feels not the greatest. It feels unpleasant. It's like that defeated energy, along with, like, hey, like, now what's gonna happen? Like, I got my feedback, things have closed out, I don't feel victorious, I was ultimately, like, defeated, but something is coming, something good, something light, something bright, something moving, something, that's gonna feel like a wave of warmth through my body. So get pumped. Get pumped. Something good is going to come from this. Ultimately, I think it's a triumph, whether it feels like it right now or not. But good luck.